What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Lean and Mean Academy. This is Truck Talks. I haven't done one of these in a minute. Every time I do a truck talk, I haven't done one in a minute. I know I need to be a little more active in doing them because you guys like them. So I'm driving down to my parents' house, down through Alabama, as you can see. And I was thinking a lot about, guys getting started in their business and the challenges that they face. And I wanted to kind of shed a little light on a philosophy that I believe, and I definitely didn't come up with this, but it's something that I kind of live by now. Maybe I named it, maybe, I don't know. But it's called the side door philosophy. And tell you a little backstory on why I think this way. I used to play a video game when I was a kid, probably like 10 years old, at my uncle's house. It was called Stronghold. All right, it was on computers, PC, one of the slow PCs that we used to have. And basically what it allowed you to do is build this castle. It's kind of like a roller coaster tycoon, but for castle warfare. All right, and as you can imagine, a young Alabama boy building castles and launching shit at people from the top of the castle. It probably doesn't get better than that for video games as a kid. But what I always notice, and this is what I notice with new contractors, the correlation is like everyone always thinks about going through the front door. The front door of the castle, which the front door is the most heavily guarded spot. It's got a moat, it's got a gate or two, it's got parapets with archers, it's got ballista, it's got, trebuchet that are like dialed in to like this area, they've like dialed in. It's like a mortar. We know where it lands, all right? And that's how a lot of people approach their business. And look, you can do that and you can make things happen, right? We all know you can go door to door to door to door and make sales. That's possible. But that's obviously not the most efficient way. I would say if you're going to relate it back to that video game or castle warfare, the archers are the no's that you receive the rejection, right? They just shoot arrows down on you. You're trying to come through the front door. You're trying to bust it down with that big ass log that has like chains hooked to it, and you're swinging it, trying to bust through the door. And then there's another gate behind that door that's made out of steel, Eventually you'll bust through. Shit, you take a lot of losses. And the funny thing about humans is that morale individually and as a group is a real thing, but a lot of us are dealing with morale individually, right? And taking a lot of those no's, the first look, if you wake up every day and somebody just says, don't ever call here again, that's a hard thing to hear every single day. It takes a unique individual to push through that, yet it does take a unique individual to be successful in any business. So I'm not saying that you can't make it that way, but my side door philosophy, and I use this in music, and it really panned out for me, is that I never believe in going through the front door anywhere because the side door is always unlocked. Okay? It's always unlocked. It's unguarded and unlocked. And it will blow your mind how easily you can attract opportunities to yourself going through the side door. All right? Now, the issue is that getting through the side door requires skills and planning, okay? So, let's relate back to the castle warfare game. If I was not going to go through the front door and bring my giant army, maybe your army is like a bunch of flyers and the leather on your shoes walking around town knocking, maybe that's what you would equate to your army going through the front door. Going through the side door kind of requires understanding how that group of people, that avatar who you're wanting to infiltrate or sell to, how do they think? How do they dress? Right? How do they operate? How do they move? What weapons do they carry, right? You walk up in there with some Mongol bow and they're all carrying spears like in 300. They're like, where the fuck did you get this bow? You're going to stick out like a sore thumb. So you need to know what your avatar looks like. What do they dress like? What do they drive? What do they have a strong affinity for? What are their enemies? What are the things they loathe? And all of these need to be implemented into your language. Okay? Usually, we're always trying to go for bigger tickets or easier attribution of higher ticket clients, meaning property management firms that want to give you like 10 apartment complexes, right? Now, the first way that you can look like a pro is obviously your website. The second way that you can is how you dress. Okay, first level is usually the website. All right, let me adjust this here. There we go. Going over a bridge. Old Tennessee River and the mountain man. Dressing like the people. Like, if you're a part of the Masons, right, and you meet someone on a grip, that's the side door, man. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're at Sturgis and you meet a Mason on a grip. He has an oath to do anything that he can to help you in need. That's pre-selection. That's a side door. That's being a part of an organization. So maybe you join a real estate organization. Maybe you join a private club who has a lot of high-level individuals. Maybe you join a country club simply for the fact that you don't even play golf. You just like to network, right? But most people where I'm from, no, they don't do that. They go buy a race car, right? They go buy a pure stock race car and start building that car. Problem is, everybody there at the raceway is broke because they're spending all the money on the race car. They're not getting their houses washed. They're not buying the $1 million home that you're selling. Okay? You got to get around the people who you want to buy from you, and you need to know what they like, what they don't like, what they dress like, what they eat. What are their problems? Okay? What do they really care about? All right? And so these are the side doors of the castle. These things have made my life so smooth. Unlocking the velvet rope and just walking in. Right? I've done this so many times in my life, and it's changed my life. Commanding myself as like I'm supposed to be there. You're supposed to be there. Who says, well, who told you you're supposed to be here? Me. Well, who ordained you? Me. Who ordains anybody? Are you out there looking for a permission slip to walk through the side door? Are you looking for somebody to tell you that you're good enough to walk through the side door? Because half people I know, I tell them all this. I'd be like, dress like those people in the castle. Carry the same weapon. Speak like they speak. And if you're trying to get to the king and you're trying to kill the king, aka get the sale, all you gotta do is wait till he goes to sleep and you can get him. You're very close by. This is like some Roman shit, right? You're very close by. No. We're gonna ask permission out. Hey, would you mind? Look, I look like you. I dress like you. I'm not part of your organization, but would you let me in this unlocked side door? Stop asking for permission to go into these places. Introduce yourself. How do you speak? You speak like a normal person. Let me tell you, that's kind of rare nowadays. You speak like a person who wants to offer value to those people. You want to make their job easier, their life easier. That's what you want to do. So, my side door philosophy. You know, a lot of people, when I was in music, I wrote down a few names in my journal of people who I wanted to A, be managed by, and B, I wanted to be produced by. And the management company that I wanted to be managed by happened in 3 months after me writing their name down. People call it the stars aligning, people call it whatever you want to call it. I attracted it into my life because I kept going through those side doors. I kept understanding what a artist with vision talks like, speaks like. We don't flounder. We know what we want, okay? And we're willing to collaborate. We want everybody to get paid here, all right? I attracted the producer into my life. Then I didn't end up going with him. It was Mutt Lang. I didn't end up going with him because he wanted to like write all the songs. He wanted to do everything, and I was like, I'm not gonna sell my soul. If you guys know me, the selling of my soul is the last thing. Sadly, it's probably even to my detriment. Like, I will just go to the grave being Aaron before I do anything that involves me compromising on my soul, right? Like, I'll be broke the rest of my life before I compromise who I am and before I keep my mouth shut. You know, just is the way it is. But I attracted those two things into my life, not by going through the front door, because I would have never been able to get in these doors. Okay? They're heavily guarded. If you don't have an appointment, you're not going to get in. So there's a few link ups. You need to come pre-qualified. You need to meet them on a grip, so to speak. You need to have someone vouch for you. These are all the ways that you can speed up the process of your money getting in your business. Okay, when someone wants to stick their neck out for you and vouch for you, and you have an ally who is only inside, they just open the door while everyone else is asleep. You come in, you submit the bid, they already knew they were going with you. All right? Whether or not you like that doesn't matter. That's the way it is. Okay? That's the way business is. Okay? You got to get 3 bids, but we're going to give it to you. Because they like you, because you come pre-qualified. Why? Because you met them at an enclosed event. You have commonality with them. They knew that the event they met you at, not everyone could get into. So why are you there? Well, someone must have vouched for you, or you must know something, and you must have a high level skill. Okay? They don't care to what degree. That's what's amazing about that process. So stop going through the front door. You're trying to beat down these doors, and sure, can it be effective? Yes, but at what cost? Your sweat and your sanity and your morale? People don't think that business can be easy, but when you start understanding that a side door exists, and then you understand the lens it takes to see it, you start only seeing the side door. It's like Predator, right? Where he's like, oh, he's like able to get the little register on there, and he can see these bodies in the wilderness, you know, and it's like circling. It's like heat signatures. That's what these things start looking like to you, these opportunities. So figure out a way to get into the organization. Figure out a way to network into these places where the people who have the money you want, okay, the property man, whoever it is, they've got it. Find a way to A, make their life easier, and B, get through the side door and get in front of them and become a collaborator or a friend or someone, a trusted ally in this game. All right? And regardless of what you think about this, I really don't care. You guys already know that. This is how business works. This is the game. So for those of you who are unwilling to pay to learn, unwilling to pay to be a part of an organization that connects you on a deeper level, that pre-qualifies you, look, you're going to go the way of your ancestors, which is broke. Look at what the rich people do. They become part of organizations. They become part of certain boards. There is a pattern, and success leaves clues. Okay? So I hope the side door philosophy, I hope I was able to articulate that in a few different ways for you, to where it makes some sense. To maybe you'll change the old lens, the old broke lens out of attrition. Take that lens off. Put the side door lens on. And you start looking for these opportunities that can pre-qualify you in an instant. Anytime you can get pre-qualified with a check, you write the check. Anytime they say, hey, it's this much to be a part of the organization. The money that you make on the back end, I need to say this, that check sorts out a lot of people. Not writing, the people don't want to write the check. They're not going to write the check. Great. You write the check. You become a part of the organization. You become a part of the network. You take part in the thing. Sooner or later, you're putting up, $200,000 worth of Christmas lights every year for the city. Nobody knows how you got the deal. I know how you got the deal. You're in the Mardi Gras Association with the mayor. That's how you got the deal. Yes. Understand the game. That is the game. Hope you guys keep killing it out there, baby. I'll see you guys in the next video.